Hello everyone, today we are doing another live session. As you can see, it will be offline. Why? Because today YouTube updated its terms and there should be a mass update of all the videos that they do not, they haven't been submitted for the children. And I am currently doing this update, so I hope it will be finished in an hour. And you will be able to comment all the videos once again. But for now we are doing the build of the T-35. Some of you guessed it right on our Instagram channel. And what we've done previous time, just give me a second to turn over my back so that I can see what do we have here. So first of all, we've done the lower hull part. I can zoom in so that you can see it closer. Now you should be able to see it better. So what we've done is we detailed the rear section here, and also I'm not sure why camera does not want. Yes, now it's focused. So also here we install all the side things which are connected to the suspension. As you can see, idlers are also in place. Also the this, I forgot how they are called. Nevertheless, they are in place. So I hope you understand what I mean. And also what I've done here is here we have the towing hooks, and that's pretty much all. Overall fitment is quite nice. I do not have any complaints about this stuff. For example, here I have the top panel, and for this I think we will have to zoom out a bit. So top panel, it should go straight on the top section of this section which we assembled in the previous video, or we started to assemble. And the interesting part here is that the fitment is really impressive. So just give me a second to tune it. It gets, it requires a slight tuning, but once you've done everything right, it is really impressive. Just give me a second. I'm afraid so that I won't break anything, because otherwise it will be really funny and build will be finished. So here you can see the fitment of this part. Of course it will have to be fixed in place with glue, but note how tight it sits without any additional adjustments, I would say, cuttings and cleanings. Why I'm pressing with my finger is because here, as you can see, it pops out, but I think a bit of liquid glue will solve this problem and it's not such a great issue. But that's really amazing that we have such quality of the fitment here out of the box. Next thing is the turret, and as you remember, well, with T-35 it's quite funny joke to say the turret only. Nevertheless, here we have the superstructure which will have to be placed. Oh, look. I'm holding the model with this top part and it sits in place still. Nevertheless, here we placed the superstructure, and here we have the main turret which will be placed on the tank. And again, note that here I have the dry fitment of the turret and I do not have any possible issue with this. Of course, I haven't glued the top cover, but I've glued the special ring which actually clicks in place this main turret. And maybe today we will be cutting off this part and attaching these side panels. As you can see, there are no side walls, but they should be in place. Okay. And one more thing is I decided to give a try to all types of the turrets. So here you can see two more. That's the smallest one and that's the middle one. Let's try to focus the camera once again. So here you can see them, and it is noticeable that here, for example, we have this angle pre-molded. Here you have to install it as a separate part. There is a special slot which will help you with proper alignment of this part inside. But obviously this element is used in order to fix the turret in place, so keep it in mind. And all the turrets are assembled from two halves. Here you can see it perfectly. And then you just install the top cover into the place and you're good to go. Okay, so as I said, I would like to continue with this thing, and maybe in the next video we will try to work on the other stuff. So what we have to do is the side panels for this part, and those are parts B7 and B8. they should be connected with D23 and D22. So just give me a sec. Okay, so here we have some parts, but I'm not sure if this is a sprue. What I am not excuse me. What I am not huge fan of is that we do not have any clear demarcation of what the this sprue is. I mean, here if you flip it over, you can see it's 5061B, so it means it carries parts B8 and B7, but you have to see it. I mean, here it is barely visible even on the camera. I can focus camera for you. Now you should be able to see it. So it's not such a great feature, and I hope maybe Zvezda in the future they will work on it. So let's save some hope, let's say. Okay, so we need those two parts. I'll take the plastic saw once again, glue and plastic knife, and we will start working on this stuff. Also we need parts D23 and D22. I guess those come here. Yep. So D23 is this part and D22 is this part. So what I'm going to do is I would like to separate the small parts. First, install them onto this part, which is now fixed in place on the sprue, and then separate it with all this stuff on it. It will make it easier to align everything because part will be held in place with necessary positions, and it will be easier. Why I'm a bit confused, I'm looking at the YouTube channel, what is happening there, and it's still updating. I clicked it at the same approximately time when I started this video, and it's still updating all the videos on YouTube channel. That's quite funny. Nevertheless, here we have the port. We have also special guiding pins here, so you can see here the small dots, and I guess it will be relatively easy to install them into the place. Be sure not to delete this small pin on the top, because it is actually a guiding pin for the next part, which will be placed on the top of this element. So okay, I need to glue it into the place. Just give me a second. Actually, it is quite interesting what is happening with YouTube recently, because they did a lot of changes to their policies, and that's why I always wonder what will be the next. Well, let's hope that it won't be related to us, because otherwise it will be quite sad event, at least for me. So we will see. Okay, here you can see this part in place. I'm going to place a bit of glue here and there so that it flows around the connection dots, and we have the part in place. And in the meantime, when it is drying, I will take another D sprue and I will cut the same part in order to place here. So again, I use the plastic saw. Why I was mentioning that you have to be careful with guiding pins on the top, because as you can see, the attachment point is placed right on this pin, and you might confuse it and also accidentally cut it off, and then it will be quite a funny case, I would say. But I like the quality of the plastic in new Zvezda kits. It is quite easy to work with. And I didn't have any problems with cleaning the parts, cutting off the parts, nothing broke off, even the smallest parts, they were completely fine, not acting weird. as in some other kits, if you know what I mean. Well, I would say it's a great achievement for Zvezda, and that's really cool to see it out of the box, in my opinion. Okay, so here we have this part cleaned, and I'll install it on the top of this section. For those wondering, I mean, there are some comments, I saw it before, I think I will see it once again. For those wondering why it takes so long to build this tank, is that I do the build sessions not for the sake of building only, but also for the sake of getting your impressions, getting your opinions about those kits which I built. Previously it was done as a live sessions. That's why it was done in so many episodes, I would say. I hope this one will be also live in the next episode. Now somehow YouTube would say did not think so I wasn't able to launch the live session today, but let's see how it will be tomorrow. So here you can see those parts in place. Let's wait until camera will focus and also glue will dry. Maybe now, yes, now you should be able to see it. So all those middle sections, they are separate parts which were installed a few seconds ago. Now I'm going to take the part. It is a D22 quite wide part. Here it is, this one. Let's focus the camera once again. Here is it. And side attachment points are quite tricky because we have small pins there which should stay in place. So it will be a bit tedious work to cut off this part without cutting off the extra plastic. So just give me a sec. I'm going to be silent while doing this, because it requires a bit of silence. Okay. I'm not sure why I'm still ill. It is already several weeks. Maybe because of the not so nice weather here. Maybe because I'm not trying to get okay. Well, I was taking some meds, but it is not helping, as you can see. So it is as it is. Anyway, so I'm cleaning off this part because it had the attachment points on the side, as I said, and I will show in a second what do I mean. Okay, so here we have this tiny part. As you can see, we have this small pin here, and also two attachment points are placed here, so when you will be cutting it off, you can also cut off the pin. So keep it in mind, be careful, because these pins on the sides, they should stay in place. You shouldn't cut them off, so it will require some precision. Now what I'm doing is installing this part on the top of what we had, and I think it will be easier to separate one of those parts, because otherwise, let's zoom out a bit. Now you should be able to see more. So what I was saying is I'm going to cut off this part, because otherwise it will be a bit tricky to do it later, and then we will install this tiny bit into the place. It is funny to see such parts division in the small, tiny 1/72 scale tank. I mean, some serious, let's say, manufacturers, they do not employ such parts division or parts design out of the box in bigger scale kits, and here we have tiny tank with such design. It is not bad, it is really cool in my opinion, and it gives you the chance to work a bit with model without getting a really huge monster. And we all know how big is T-35 in 1/35 scale, so it is definitely the space saver, I would say, for those who don't want to rent a flat to tank. So here you can see what we have the final result. I will glue it in place and I will show it. So just give me a second. Okay, so here a bit of glue and here, and I will also apply on the edges in order to smooth it a bit. Okay, so I guess we are okay here. Let's zoom in a bit, and now you should be able to see it. So here it is. That's the side panel with this part applied, and as you remember, it will have to go on the superstructure. So I'll do the extra work of the camera because now it's already almost 16 minutes and I think that's more than enough. Nevertheless, I will be happy to hear your opinion about what we are doing here in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button because it helps us greatly, and also it will help others to find this video. And of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are not subscribed yet. I will see you in the next video review or build report as usual. Thank you for watching and bye.